Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I just wanted to do a light draw with me, hang out with me. I wanted to check in with you, see how you were doing, all those things. I've been doing a ton of large tutorial videos, and I haven't really had an opportunity to, there's a fly in here, oh my goodness, check in with you and see how you're doing. And so I just wanted to do that. Grab your sketchbook, hang out. I'm just doodling a portrait. We're gonna see how this goes. As per my usual, make it up as I go along. I'm using the Stology 365. This was my challenge for the year. I'm filling 2 of these. I'm only using it one-sided. That way I don't have to worry about bleeding and ghosting and things like that. Gosh, my husband is texting me as I'm trying to talk to you. Oh, anyways, how are you? How are you doing? I'm thinking about, oh, I should say how I'm doing. I'm good. I'm busy. Our kids we do homeschool because of the pandemic and stuff. So we just kept doing it because our kids loved it so much. They get more control and freedom to move at the speed at which they retain their information, so they can kind of move ahead a little bit faster with subjects and stuff. But they had summer school, so I was able to get out a bunch of those huge tutorial videos, which was really nice. But I am kind of tired. So I am just doing a draw and hang out with me, and I'm currently working on hair, in case you're like, what in the world are you doing? No one knows. It's always a surprise. August is over, so the year's half over. How are you with your goals? Are you at the halfway point with them roughly, or are you behind? I'm behind on a bunch of stuff. I wanted to get way more sketchbooks filled, but in previous years I've been able to overlap drawing challenges, and I'm just squeezing more ink in. I've been able to do that a little bit better with time management. This year I have not been good at overlapping sketchbooks and stuff. And I don't know if it's the nature of this or using ink or just where I'm at with all the different things I am trying to pull off in my life with, you know, just being a mom and an educator and keeping house. We have 3 pets. They're fun, but they are also work. I don't know. I don't think the cat, there's one of them. We call her Magpie because she gets real loud and likes to announce her presence. She's like an airplane. She likes to announce her arrival and her departure. So yeah, goals and getting things done. This has been a rough year, a very busy year for some reason, and maybe it's me and my time management. I'm not sure. Like, I know the boy, this is gonna be all over the map, and I apologize. Welcome to the thought process of my brain. I know the Hobonichi planners are all for sale. I'm not making a purchase till the very end of December and opening it January 1st for my low buy and keeping with that. If you're brand new to my channel, for the entire year of 2022, I did a no-buy art supply and documented that. There's a playlist. I will link it. It taught me a lot. I just don't need as many things as I thought I needed. Even with creating every single day and trying to produce things, I just don't go through stuff fast enough because I typically work in A5 size, even though it's daily. So, and I don't do a lot of background work. I just use the focal point of the subject matter as my interest. So yeah, so I'm looking at planners for next year, and I know what I want to do next year. It's going to look a little different. I've said before in previous videos, I will go back to doing monthly creator drawing challenges probably in 2025. I just did like almost 2 years worth, and I needed a really big break to try some other things and challenge myself in other ways, because I know I can do drawing challenges back to back to back. And some of them, I've done them so many times, especially Mermaid. in the month of May, creating a mermaid every day. I've done that one so many times that I just need to take breaks and keep challenging myself, or I get really stagnant. And when I get stagnant, I get super bored, and then it becomes incredibly hard for me to keep going, to not stop. Boredom is the death of my creativity and my motivation, unfortunately, but I do know that about myself, which is good. Like, know these things about yourself so you know how you can keep from getting too bored. But I really need to spice it up, and I'm going to spice it up again next year with something very unique. But I'm trying to figure out what planner is best for what I need. I got the Midori B6 this year, and the previous year I had a Hobonichi Weeks. I know Hobonichis are all on sale now as of September 1st. I like the Tomoe River paper. I know they're in a different iteration. It's like the Tomoe S or something. I don't know. But I'm not sure if I purchase like an A5 cousin or something, if I want to spend $70 on one planner. It just feels really steep to me. And that's the planner I use for my art and design. So I'm not sure that that's the direction I want to go. I do my paper order. I split my art supply order up twice a year. So the end of the year, I purchase all the paper and things I need for the next coming year. So I'm going to need some planners, some journals and things. I have a huge roll of paper, so I don't need to buy any art paper, which is great. That saves me a huge chunk of money. And then in the summer, when I get restless, because I know this about myself, that's when I'm doing the medium order, purchasing more pens and inks, and I don't need any more watercolor. I don't think, unless I want to get a little bit more indigo, and I do love my indigo. But yeah, so welcome to the brain. I do want to do a couple more tutorial videos. If people are interested. If folks aren't interested, I won't do them because it's a lot of prep work to make sure I'm including all the information. But if folks are interested in like an intermediate colored pencil, granulating watercolor would be fun to do as a tutorial video to paint something. It's a little bit niche. You could use regular watercolors. The thing is, there's like a lot of overlapping information, so I don't really want to cover the same information over and over and over again. But maybe I'll just link the beginning watercolor tutorial in the description box or something, and folks can catch up if they find the videos out of order. That's the thing. People find my channel and stuff when they find it. So some people have been following along for years and have seen a bunch of my tutorial videos and different things where I show recipes of making stuff, and some people are brand new. And I do need to fix up some of my playlists so they're better updated. Just want to make sure these eyes aren't too asymmetrical. Anyway, they might be a little bit. Okay, anyway. And then I was thinking if folks were interested, if folks aren't interested, it's fine. Watercolor pencil tutorial, and I know that's very niche as well, and it comes with a basic cursory knowledge of drawing and illustration, but there's so much fun to work with. I really enjoy watercolor pencils. I haven't used mine nearly enough this year or last year. It's kind of something where I have to pick a very specific project and then just use that supply for them. And I haven't done that in a while, so I haven't used them in a while, but it would be fun to have a tutorial video for those, or just drawing something fun using those, if folks were interested in how I create with those. They're so beautiful, and I have the Caran d'Ache, I have the Supra Color, and a couple of the Museum Aquarelle that are really super pigmented, and they're just so rich in color, and the payout's so good that when you create with them, it's just so satisfying. Anyway, it was a thought. So I'll keep thinking those thoughts till I come up with something good. And I thought maybe going outside, getting some inspiration videos. I need to do some way more stippling on this, I think. Sort of blend it out. If you're wondering where my my mind is at, we don't know. We take it as it comes. Anyway, how are your drawing goals going? How is your creating going? Are you getting done the things you need to get done, or is this year, has it snuck up on you? Has it been busy? I don't know if it's like just me, or if it's this year, or if it's like fallout from the pandemic where everyone kind of collectively put stuff off until they felt better and safer and stuff. And so this is kind of the year that everybody's just doing more things. And in doing more things, everybody's just been way busier. I don't know if that's what this is. I can't tell. But I did not know it was going to be this busy. I did not get the memo from anyone. Kind of wish I had. I would have prepared. But, yeah. Yep. Try to make sure I align these up correctly. Just a little bit. Anyway. We are having weird weather. I think it's going to rain later. I have my lamp on, which kind of washes stuff out, unfortunately, but our light is so inconsistent with all the clouds and stuff, so I was going to try and do natural sunlight and then realized that the natural sunlight keeps fading. So that's just kind of setting myself up for frustration. And I'm not interested in frustration. That's not what we're doing today. So, at any rate. Oh my gosh, there is a fly trap in here. That's the worst. Should name it. I have some spiders in here. Oh my gosh, if you're arachnophobic, I'm so sorry. But I really don't mind the spiders as much as I used to. And I have some lovely ones in my office and I've named them. And we have a lot of humidity where I live, so the mosquitoes are always really bad. And they're so efficient in their jobs that it makes me happy. I'll tell you what happens when I get bit by a mosquito. My skin's very sensitive. So it's not just like a little bump. It's like the world's biggest bump you've ever seen. So I'm super allergic to mosquitoes and their bite. Not everybody gets an itchy bite when they get bit by a mosquito, but mine just gets massive. So having spiders around that like naturally do their job is lovely. It's lovely for me. That sounds weird. Anyway. Were you working on anything specific this year? Is there something that you've been wanting to improve? Or a subject matter that's been of interest to you that you're getting better at? I like to think I'm getting better at things by just practicing, but I really don't know. I really love portraits. I really love animals. I really love birds. I've just been in a huge portrait kick this year, predominantly, and it's just felt good to do portraits, so I just keep doing them because it feels just really nice to experiment with people and faces and stuff. So I'm just keeping with it. I don't really know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It'd be fun to like publish a little thing of all the faces I've done, but books like that are so kind of niche, you know, and it's not really telling you or teaching you how to do anything. But I thought about doing things where It's not necessarily a tutorial, but it's encouraging people to copy what I've done so they can learn where certain things are. And so I'm kind of toying with that idea too. Not everybody has access to a library, and if they have access to a library, it may not contain a lot of books on specific drawing subject matters. Like some library collections are just small, especially if you live in smaller areas, unincorporated cities and things like that. They can have really tiny libraries with super small collections. And I love going to those libraries because they're so stinking cute, but it's hit and miss with the books you find sometimes. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with some ideas. If there's something that like you're having trouble with, or you want a very specific tutorial, let me know and I'll see what I can help you with and put together. You don't have to put a message in the comment box. I know that's super public and some people just aren't that direction, and I'm here and I see you and I acknowledge that. So you're welcome to email me at pencilandpigment@gmail.com, and we can go from there and figure out what it is you're trying to create or what isn't looking right. If you're using a reference and you have tried a bunch of techniques and you're not getting it to look the way you want it to look with that reference photo, there are some things you can do. You can turn your reference photo upside down and your page upside down and draw the subject matter that way. That way you're looking more at the shapes and the forms than you are at the actual subject matter. Or you can grid your reference photo and grid your paper. And what that does is it gets you out of your head of how you think something should look and drawing it how it looks in the reference photo. Oftentimes things in reference photos, when you go to recreate them, your brain goes, yeah, but that's not what it looks like. And you start to draw it a different way. And it doesn't match your reference photo because it takes putting all the elements together on the page for it to suddenly come together and look like that reference. So those things can kind of help. Sometimes it's just breaking it down. If you have access to a scanner and you want to make it digital and you want to grid it that way, you can then see how the portions look individualized. And then once you've put them all together, you can see how it comes together as a whole and how you're drawing it doesn't look quite right until you've finished completing the entire thing. And that's sort of how some things come together. Like they just don't look right until you're done. And that's okay. Especially if you're using like unique perspectives. If your perspective is something with a lot of shadow and light, or it's at a unique angle, somebody looking down, looking up, looking away, the perspective can change all that and make it look really, really unique. I just want more stippling with this little brush here. This is like a Pentel brush pen. And Jet Pens has a good collection. These are not light fast. I really like these pens, but if you want to keep your illustration, put it behind glass, keep it out of a window, or scan it, do print reproduction products like through Society6 or Redbubble, put it on a t-shirt, notebook, whatever, or have it be just digital, like a digital portfolio on a web page or on Instagram. I don't know. I just like it. I like it with this paper. This paper has zero tooth, zero texture. It's fairly thin, but it cannot handle sitting water. So light brushes of watercolor are best for this paper. Lying off the page, I apologize. But I find that ink is not bad. So I enjoy portraits. I find people absolutely stunning The craziest thing is that people don't know they're stunning, which boggles my mind. Like, how could people not know? But apparently they don't. So, this is what I'm doing today. I draw every day. I put them up on my Instagram. Instagram's free, but the way they keep changing it, it's owned by Facebook, so a lot of people don't care for Facebook or don't subscribe to that. They've changed how people see photos and things on their feed, so now it's only like the top like ones get put on the feed, which makes it really hard for me to find art and things I'm looking for, especially drawing challenges for others. I link those in my stories if people want to see the latest art challenge for the month. It's becoming much harder to find those, which for small creators trying to get out there and get seen, it can be incredibly hard. So if you're on Instagram and you're not getting the response you want or the engagement you want, a lot of it is not you. One, it's really saturated with artists, which is fantastic. But again, it's the equivalent of like you being a raindrop in a hurricane. Like, you have to be found somehow, and it becomes really hard to get attention. But some of it's just like the algorithm and how it's set up. So don't be discouraged. Don't go by your numbers. Just keep doing what brings you joy and makes you happy. And that will continue to be successful for you because of that. Because of the joy and stuff you feel when you create and do art. It makes it worth it. And I just like creating every day because it just keeps me going. It keeps me going with experimentation, with ideas. Doing the same thing over and over and over again sort of keeps me experimenting and getting creative and trying to find creative solutions on how to make everything look different while still feeling the same in the same kind of styles and the same kind of, you know, everything I'm giving off and trying to do, they all sort of flow together because I'm the one creating them with the same products and mediums and surfaces. But how to keep those fresh and looking different day after day after day with just being unique. It's been really fun. It's been a challenge, absolutely. But I welcome this type of challenge. I enjoy it. Am I a little burned out of this paper? I was burned out of this paper. So I've been doing a page a day since January 1st. And in July, I was a little bored of this paper and I was like, I understand. Everything I wanted to know, I know. I get it. I don't need to keep going. It makes sense. To keep going would be redundant. But then, I don't know, I just kind of pushed through it and kept creating, and now I'm just still creating. So it's not really boring anymore. It just is. Like, this is just what I signed up for. So I'm just keep going. Keep going till December 31st, which is kind of wild when you think about it. And sometimes it becomes hard to see, like, the parts through the hole. Like, am I really doing this? Do I really feel like I'm making any modicum of progress? I'm on like day 240 something of creating these. An illustration a day, so I know progress is being made somewhere. It's just sometimes it's hard to see it. And I do love a good stipple. So I'm just going to do little dots and blend these dots in a little bit better. Which I hold this pen differently than I hold fine liner pens, like micron pens and stuff. Fine liner pens sometimes give me hand cramps because I just hold them too tightly, but this one doesn't give me hand cramps. So also the stipples are much larger. It just doesn't take the same amount of time, which is nice. You could stipple for 1.5 years with a micron pen and only do a nose. So This was pretty quick to create. I just wanted to check in with you, see how you're doing. If you're doing a low buy this year, how is it going? If you're doing a no buy, how are you doing? I remember my no buy. It wasn't that long ago. Keep going. I'm rooting for you. I'm proud of you. I know you can do this. We all can do this together. We can encourage each other and promote each other, and we're all in it together. I'm rooting for your success. I love to see it. So, if you've created something you're particularly proud of, you can tag me, you can show me. I love looking at people's art. It makes me so happy. If you're struggling and you just need some encouragement or just want somebody to chat with about art stuff, drop me a line somewhere. I am on Instagram. I am on Twitter. Is it still called Twitter? I'm not sure. You can email me. Let's talk art. I'm here for you. I want you to know that. I'm here for you and I'm proud of you. And I hope your year is going amazing. If it's not, I hope it starts to turn around. I hope it picks up in a positive way that makes you happy. I hope that, you come up with strategies that help you as well for stress, if that's what it is. I just want the very, very best for you. And I appreciate you so much for following along, for hanging out, for drawing with me, for watching my super crazy long videos, because I know they're really, really long. I know they are. Because when I go to edit them, the editing is really long. So I know they're long to watch if the editing takes a long time. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.